The saints who inspired me in my younger days, that was St. John Bosco. He was the real boyhood hero saint. He was a young man in Italy in the 19th century, in the north of Italy. He grew up in a very poor family, but with a really evangelical missionary heart. Even as a boy, he would not just go to Mass, but want to tell his friends who weren't going to Mass about the scriptures and the priest's homily. And so he'd learn magnificent acrobatic tricks, and then he would play games with them and say, I'll show you my tricks if afterwards you listen to what I think the priest was saying. And that passion for Christ drove him on eventually through great difficulties to become a priest. But because he had to fund his own way there, he would work by day, learning to be a cobbler, a printer, all different things, all different trades. And in the evening, by candlelight, he would do his studies in the seminary. When he was ordained, he did very well in his exams and had lots of offers, but he had a heart for young people. One day while he was celebrating Mass, on the Feast of the Immaculate Conception, this poor ragamuffin boy, Bartholomew, came in off the street, maybe just because it was cold outside, and wandered into the sacristy. Once the sacristan realised he wasn't there to serve Mass, he began to chase him out of the church with a broomstick. And it took poor Father John, a while to realise what was happening. But then he started chasing after. So this very comical sight of this boy running away from a sacristan, now thinking he's running away from the priest. But John Bosco was fast and athletic and caught up with him and stopped him. Poor terrified boy, he put him easy. He said, Bartholomew, can you whistle? No. Can you sing? Yes. Well, let's sing a song. Then he said to him, bring your friends this Sunday and I'll have games for them. Bartholomew brought his friends that Sunday, and John found a field, had games for them, taught them their prayers, and just was a real father to them. Within a month, there was 1,000 boys coming, and poor John Bosco, had to find a shed, and then this, and then that, and the other, to look after them. Eventually, he got a house for them, and he taught them the trades that he'd learned when he was growing up to fund his way through seminary. So that heart for young people, especially young people in all sorts of difficulty, to bring them, put their lives back together and bring them to Christ. And I studied with the Salesians in junior seminary. That gave me a real Salesian heart. It's probably the heart that I still have animating me today. But later on, when I became a priest, it became St. Paul. I had a great love for St. Paul, particularly because of his missions at this Easter season that we're in just now. We read the Acts of the Apostles, and most of which are about Paul's missionary journeys. His 4 missionary journeys where he goes to places that have never heard of the Lord and preaches the good news, and most of the time half the people believe and half the people want to put him to death. But he wipes the dust from his feet, goes to the next town, does the same thing again, and on the way back he doesn't avoid the places where he was about to be put to death, but he goes back, and having preached the word of God to him, he sets up priests in those places so that the churches can grow. He said, didn't he, towards the end of his life, it's trying to think, why did I do all of that? He says, it was the love of Christ that drove me on. Caritas Christi urget nos, the love of Christ. He experienced that love, that mercy of God on the road to Damascus. The rest of his life, he just wanted to say thank you to God for the mercy that God had shown him, and that was manifested in that great missionary heart. So I know that the Lord has been so merciful to me. I want to try and I'm inspired by Paul's missionary heart to take the good news into the world.